It's the morning of Friday the 19th of January, and I've been going through the footage I took yesterday of when we went snorkeling, and I'm not posting any of it because frankly it's the most boring stuff you've ever seen, and there wasn't, I mean, it was nice to get into the water and to go snorkeling again, don't get me wrong, I thoroughly enjoyed it, but there wasn't really anything that's going to interest anybody watching. And nobody wants 8 minutes of hearing me breathe through a snorkel. So yeah. And Ames, if you want to let me know how to turn the sound off so it doesn't do that anymore, that'd be great, because I can't figure it out. But we have an interesting situation going on here at the Dry Tortugas today. We have trying to come into the harbor a sailboat that has lost their engine, and so they're under sail power only, and they're kind of from what we can tell, inexperienced, and so the park rangers are not allowed to go out and tow anybody in unless they are in imminent danger of losing life, limb, and boat. And apparently the sailor did not even know what what's it called? Tow USA was, which is the, you know, tow services, the marine tow service for the entire United States. Most of us don't go out onto the ocean without knowing about Tow USA because and having towing insurance. So I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they just didn't, I don't know, newbies. All I gotta say is probably just very new. Didn't understand all the ramifications. And so I have to tell you, the people in the sailing community are really, really awesome people. So the park rangers came around to ask if anybody could help. Unfortunately, it's a bigger boat, and so we've got a 10 horsepower engine, as Troy said, and so we don't have the capacity to tow a boat. We just don't have the horsepower to do it. But the guys from Hurricane, Utah that I told you about, on their big catamaran, Paradise, immediately pulled up their anchor and went out to help, and they are out there shadowing them, ready to tow them or help them out should any problems happen at all. We've been monitoring the whole situation on the radio, the VHF, just in case, you know, there's anything that we can also do to jump in to help. So, but I mean, it's just that way. These are the same guys that were given fish by somebody else in the harbor last night, and we're like, oh, this is too much, you guys want some? So nice fresh fish. And this is just what the sailing community is really kind of like. Everyone's like, well, what can we do to help? Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. By the way, would you like to borrow my kayak? You know, it's just a great group of people. So the park rangers were really concerned that they couldn't do anything to help. They're not allowed. So I don't know. We'll keep you updated as the situation develops. The sailors were on the boat that lost the engine were really concerned because it looks like the weather report was again wrong for today, as they tend to be. And if you look behind me, you can see there's another storm brewing, which is again typical this time of year, so not something that is a big deal. Just something that they're like, okay, we're unsure about how we're going to manage to get into the harbor. Part of the problem is being under sail power. There's a lot of shoals and shallows that you have to navigate the channels to get in to this anchorage. Thankfully, we have such a shallow draft that we didn't have any problems, even though we came in the dark. But if you can't navigate precisely, if you have more of a draft, you're gonna run into a sandbar or a shoal and get your boat grounded, and that's a real hazard. And then you also get fined for the damage you do to the coral or the sandbar or anything, the Park Service will fine you, because this is a protected area and a wildlife research area. Yeah, as Troy just said, I don't know if you could hear him, but you are expected to have your vessel under complete control at all times, or you're in trouble. So they were really concerned, and so that's why Larry and Scott from Paradise went out to make sure that they get in safely and that they don't wind up in any more trouble than get themselves into trouble. It's bad enough that your engine isn't working, but then to run into a coral reef or run yourself aground because you can't, with sails, you cannot navigate around a sandbar or a shoal or something. That would just be a horrific situation. And so they're out there making sure that everything goes really well.